¿A dónde hay que ir? Ulsebek. Ay, no, mi secundaria acá.
Always good to be back in familiar territory. Wow.
Ah, es la segunda al mando del grupo del papá de Lo. Zephyr.
What? Great.
Yeah.
Wow.
Charla con Tilsa. Me dará una habilidad o un árbol, porque si no es totalmente inútil esto. Un título, le dicen, pero no. Ah, cada uno. Ah, sí.
Let me see.
Fruselerías. Vamos a Ulsebek.
Yes, you're in well, all right?
If only your brain could keep up with your mouth.
Ah, Calaglia.
Everyone around here looks so much...
I'll say. Feels like an entire...
Zephyr would have been so happy to see that.
Yeah, he really would have. Something bothering you, Law?
Nah, I abandoned my home. What's important is that it's free.
Vamos a chequear si puedo comprar armas o mejorar las armas que ya tengo. Ya puedo ser más fuerte, filo expiatorio. Sí, 80, 876. Sí, es la más fuerte. De ella casi. El endrino, la miércoles. Garra maldita, piel de camaleón. Escudo rojo. ¡A la mierda! Supremo, roca, emplumado. ¿Puedo hacer la horca? ¿Por qué? Bueno, a él nada, a él sí le puedo mejorar sus mejores puños. Puños tiranos. Ya está. Experto en armas. Luego...
Have you guys checked your equipment lately?
Eso no. Comprar cosas. Gel de uva. Ah, sí, sí, ya lo había visto. Limón 1, melocotón. Naranja 2. Poción vitales para revivir. Nada, mejor venden, ¿no? Armaduras, ya están al máximo. Ya estoy al menos. ¿Estoy sano? No, vamos a descansar una vez.
This looks perfect.
Ya está. A ver cuál es el problema o cuál es la solución al viaje interestelar.
Oh, just one thing after another.
Hey, Nath.
What? Can't you see?
Looks like you have your hands full.
As much as ever. As if I wasn't busy enough putting down the last... And then, to top it all off, that thing had to come crashing down from out of the sky.
Pretty sure we've heard this somewhere before.
But enough about my problems. What can I help you with?
Yeah, we're looking for an old Renan starship. You wouldn't happen to know any around these parts, would you?
A starship? What do you need one of those for?
To get to Lenegus.
¿Para qué quieres una nave especial? Pues
Are you
para
out of your
navegar al
damn mind?
espacio.
Believe it or not, it wouldn't be the crazy.
Oh, I believe it. Well, either way, I'm afraid I haven't heard anything about a starship.
Then do you have any historical records by chance?
Sure, we've got stacks of old records.
Mind if we take a look at them?
Yeah, okay.
Thanks, Nath.
I read through all of the records, but I only found a single line that might point to what we're looking for. It mentions a rock that shot across the sky and landed past the mountains. The event was recorded just before the first Renan invasion.
And you think that might be the starship?
I don't know. There was nothing else in the records that came even close. It looked like it was someplace called Berg, but maybe I'm reading it wrong.
Berg?
That ring any
Bird.
bells for you?
Yeah, that's one of the biggest volcanoes in Calaglia. I was just there recently, investigating a report of a meteor someone saw.
Another meteor in the same area? Really?
I wonder if it could have been one of those lights that shot out of the wedge.
All the more reason to check it out.
¿Verdad, no?
Can you tell us how to get there?
The old Zion mine is up that way. One of the veins we abandoned connects to the volcano. Go ahead and use that.
Nuevo
You should be
dungeon.
Huh?
I don't know if it has anything to do with the meteor. There's a giant Zoogle running riot in
No shit, qué
Never
sorpresa.
seen anything like it.
A Zoogle, huh?
Well, I turned back as soon as I caught sight of the thing, so I can't tell you much more. Just be real careful if you head out that way.
Estás hecho un hombre. Les falla, mi
All
ante.
right.
I guess...
Técnicamente sí fue su culpa.
I didn't like the sound of that monster Nath was talking about one bit.
Well, we have to press on. We're going through Zion Mine to Berg Volcano. Let's move.
Everything okay with Hootle, Rinwell? He seems kinda...
It must be the heat getting to him.
Galaglian's born and raised.
Aha! So that's why he's...
Actually, Dan and owls absorb the astral energy of whatever land they're raised in. But that's not why he's white. The real reason is that he's still just a baby.
You mean their plumage changes color depending on...
And with all this traveling we've been doing, it wouldn't surprise me if his wings ended up looking like a colorful painting.
I think he suits his snowy complexion. It'll feel strange to see him change.
How awesome would it be if his head and wings were different colors? And his stomach and sides, like a map of our travel! Ow, lay off, will ya? So much
You've
for the
only
heat making him
yourself to blame for that
docile!
one. Hootle takes pride in his appearance.
Fascinating.
Right.
An appreciation of aesthetic beauty in an owl so young.
Dohalim, I think you've drawn his attention.
A ver, ¿dónde tengo que ir? Las minas. Claro, tengo que llegar acá, desde acá supongo. Ankanga.
We've reached our destination.
Todo de frente.
It's quite hot here. The climate feels different from Menancia's.
It's gotten much cooler since leaving town, though.
Does that mean eyes were burning holes in us?
Nunca vine por acá. Qué raro.
Something
No, sí he venido por acá, solo que no hay un punto de
feels
viaje.
odd here. Be on your guard.
So we're back in the Zion mine tunnels. Who would have thought we'd be going through this place again?
Ah, claro, las minas.
First fought together.
And
Claro.
also the first time we touched, as I recall.
Wait, really?
Yes, really.
So this path is supposed to take us out to Berg Volcano?
We're not gonna see any lava burst out in front of us or anything, are we?
Don't get so paranoid you let a rock fall on your head, Law.
Guijarro de la suerte. Agua sería la voz, pero creo que este es... Ah, tengo que ver las habilidades, está bien. Vamos a ver las habilidades ahorita.
So hot.
A ver. Ya.
Yeah. We've reached the inner portion of Berg
A la derecha primero.
Volcano.
We need to find that starship. And fast. Hi, Hoodle.
Dragon Swarm! Win!
Now
or never. In a bind?
Here goes! It's a duel of the arts! Primed and ready! You got
Dragon Swarm!
I'm free going! What if they kept it mine?
Sia, can you take care of them?
No sooner said than done!
Dragon Swarm! Look sharp! Lightning Tiger Blade!
An astral art?
That's my cue!
Shut him down!
Dragon Swarm! We did it!
As impressive as always.
Here I hope that was...
Going in.
No,
Perfecto.
I mean, you're even better than ever.
This should come in handy when crafting weapons.
Piedra flamígera. Oh shit, son dos todavía. A ver cómo nos va. 40.
Nothing gets by me. Far enough.
Charge like that can easily be...
Just as well,
You
I'm
picked the
here
wrong
to
fight!
stop.
Pesky airborne scoundrels!
Sounds like a job for yours truly!
Flaming thrust! No armor can stop me!
Carajo.
Remind me to stay on your good side.
Come one, come all! Take this!
This one's mine.
Anything in armor is all mine! I'll smash you!
We turned the tables on him.
There are still more left!
Right. No time to hold back.
Look sharp! Hear my call!
Burn in hell!
Tiger Blade! Make it ready!
Commander of Heaven.
Phoenix Cyclone!
Did it.
Yeah! Nice technique!
Here I go!
I never miss!
Lightning thrust!
Commander of Heaven.
Phoenix Cyclone!
Dance in the wind!
Nothing gets
Dragon
by
Swarm!
Far enough!
Light astrolabe
Mega
now!
Salvador!
Commander of Heaven.
Phoenix Cyclone! This should come in handy when crafting weapons.
Vestido gótico.
This looks nice. Tough?
Por acá no es igual. Por arriba. Ah, bueno, por acá hay que... Ay, ¿qué pasó acá?
Huh.
Ah, su habilidad de él es para crear plantas, seguro para avanzar. Sí. Pero vamos a agarrar estas gemas. Nivel 40 ya.
Seriously? Is this a joke?
Ah, esas cagadas.
As it cools up, time to get out of the way. Can't get out of this. Take that. Oh, back in their defense.
Glad you have your use here.
I'll show you how useful I can be. Dragon Form. Severing Wing. Here I come. No escape. Nothing gets by me. Rising Falcon. Here, let me help carve through armor.
I'll take you all on. Ha! Flare Demolisher!
Dragon Form.
Far enough!
Great. Damn it.
Glacial Fire!
This one keeps charging us.
That's what my shield's
Healing
for.
is what my
Get
arts do
behind
best.
Got it. I'll leave it
All
to
mine
you.
can do is cause havoc and destruction. No more Miss Nice Girl!
Time to let it
Carajos, mataron a Ringwood.
ready and ready. I can carve through armor. I owe you one. I'm not done.
I never miss!
Dragon Form.
Make it rain.
Kisara, Commander of Heaven.
Phoenix Cyclone!
Let me help. That's quite unique.
Not today.
Shield
Take this. Dragon Form. Look sharp. Lightning Tiger ready.
Fregazo que ruedan, porque hacen daño gratis.
The heavens must be smiling.
You can make plants grow instantly? What if we use this for fruits and vegetables?
I'd rather not be our party's fertilizer. Thank you very much.
An opponent like this should be easy.
Water, hear my call!
Dazzle.
Ready and ready! Glacial Spear!
Dragon Form. Now you see what I can do. Mega Sonic Thrust. Got fire.
I've got this! Let a marksman handle it!
Dragon Form. All yours.
Leave the enemy's arc to me! Do it!
Kisara, Commander of Heaven. Phoenix Cyclone. Did it.
Yeah! Nice technique!
Here
Dragon
goes!
Form. Here I come. Here.
Is every shield you own that big?
Here, you want to try holding it?
Ugh. How do you even walk with this thing?
Ah, me llegan los que dan vueltas. Los detesto.
This will be a delicious piece of cake.
Mega Sonic Thrust. Lightning Thrust. Burn in hell.
Their hide is thick as armor.
Hurricane Thrust. You require a hand. Its armor is strong. Commander of Heaven. Phoenix Cyclone. Did it.
Yeah! Nice technique!
Take this. Where was I? Dragon Shot. Ready and
This
ready.
one's mine.
I'll stop it.
Thanks, Kisara.
Armor won't save you.
Do it!
Remember.
Astral energy!
Say no more.
Excited. Pounce this!
Take it.
Here! Shiny
Supernova!
Dance in the wind!
Dragon Swarm.
Feel now!
Shield.
This one's got your name on it!
Action to action.
I need to be stronger.
My face is starting to sting. My throat feels super parched.
Here, have some water. Just make sure you don't drink too much.
Thanks.
You want some too, Shion? Oh, wait. I bet you're hungry more than anything, aren't you?
I'm fine, thank you very much.
McMallem.
My way!
This one's all mine. Are those rockets in? Armor won't save you. Struck. Prepare to be sealed. Commander of Heaven. Phoenix Cyclone.
I can feel my power growing.
$17,000.
Gotta break through. Dragon Ball.
Get behind me!
Dragon Ball.
Magic is... Bam! Lightning!
Take cover, Dragon. Looks up.
Dragon.
Lightning to death!
Far enough!
Illuminate laser!
Move on. Here I come.
Marksman handles
You picked the wrong fight.
Make it real!
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished.
Will this help?
Hurricane strike!
The enemy
This
wields
one's
arts
mine.
too.
You'll soon see about that!
Now you see what I can do.
I'll
Dragon
heal you all!
Hurricane strike!
Castle.
Now!
River.
Astral energy!
Say no more. Got it.
Well done!
Dragon. I owe you one.
Glacial! I'll take you all on! Ha! Flare Demolitor!
Here's a healing arc!
Dragon Force.
Thanks, Xion.
Lightning thrust. Rising Falcon.
This one's mine!
Heal for
Dragon Force.
Make it rain!
Kisara. Commander of Heaven.
Phoenix Cyclone!
Sword and shield.
A classic combination.
Ah, puedo abrir un atajo, supongo. Claro. ¿No había piedras ahí? Qué raro.
I misread the landing.
A la derecha primero. Oh, ay.
An opponent like this should be easy. Come on, roll inside me. Yours to be let free.
lightning orb!
The bigger they are, the harder they fall.
Not today. Aim for the weak spot. No further.
Carajo.
Dragon form. Not a chance.
Be careful not to overdo it.
I'm sorry.
I never miss! Hold on to your art! Here I come! I'll heal you all! My ass dance is the winner! Air healing! Don't mind if I do! Appreciate the help!
And just like that, I'm back in it.
Start by holding the front line!
No sooner said than done.
Now!
Look sharp. Lightning Tiger Blade.
Let me help! Stars of
Dragon form. Thanks.
Look sharp.
You picked the wrong fight. Dragon form.
Armor won't save you.
Hear me! Flame of fury! Burning
No.
Here I go! Celestial
In a vine.
spread!
Far enough.
Dragon form.
Healing circle!
You're mine.
I don't know what I'd do without you.
Perhaps now isn't the time?
I really
Do it.
Kisara, Commander of Heaven.
Phoenix Cyclone. That firepower of yours is really something.
I could say the same.
Brigantina.
My
Esa es de la
word.
tipa. No, ¿del tipo? O solo que no me sirve. Ah, es peor de lo que tengo. Esto lo gané en su concurso propio, que es bastante fuerte.
This must be the work of Providence.
Pero eso no importa mucho.
It means destiny. I think it's a bit of an exaggeration, though.
Oh, what the fuck. Ah, no me di cuenta que era una caída, pero mejor. Oh, cuántos magos.
This will be a delicious piece of cake.
You want this? Come get it. Now you see what I can do.
Hurricane Strike. Here goes.
Dragon Swarm.
Radiant
Be
Lock.
still. Take this.
Hurricane Strike.
Dragon Swarm.
It's showtime.
This time. Dragon Swarm. Burn in hell. Dazzle.
Make it red. I never miss. Illuminate.
Dragon Swarm. The flame inside me yearns to be let free.
¿Cargó rápido?
Make it red. This ends now.
Consider yourself finished.
Purge malevolence. Lunar corruption.
Dragon Swarm.
Gemini Freelancer. Annihilation.
No escape.
Air thrust.
Take it. Dragon Swarm.
Make it rain!
Now. No
Far
escape.
enough!
Dragon Swarm. Megasonic thrust.
Illuminate the dark. Come forth, holy glimmer.
I've been doing really great lately.
Construcción. Ah, también construye.
This
No que-
bridge
no que
will hold
plantas
itself
nomás.
together, right?
Most definitely.
Túnica mística.
Though I won't make any promises.
Which one is it? Right, here goes. Take this. No further.
Hurricane
Armor won't save you.
This one will.
Megasonic thrust. Be still. Hurricane thrust. Rising, this one's all mine. Ignite.
Freeze Lancer.
Take this.
Dragon
Swarm. Sever wings.
Rain
Here.
down impure healing zone.
Thanks.
Hurricane Strike.
Shattering the
Radiant Flash. Attack time. Here.
Okay, here I go.
Radiant here. Flash assault.
Megasonic thrust.
Lightning command array.
It's over. Try harder.
I'm out of ammo. Illuminate the dark. I'm ready.
Dragon
Holy Glimmer.
Swarm.
Holy land. I never miss.
Sometimes I wonder where you come up with those moves.
I could say the same to you.
Good thing we're on the same side, huh?
I won't forgive you.
Prepare to see it. Lightning thrust. You're mine.
You have to use the bright area on their back.
Far enough!
Dragon Swarm.
For the weak point! Make it rain!
Commander of Heaven.
Phoenix Cyclone!
We won that by a mile.
Primero a la izquierda.
An opponent like this should be easy. You picked the wrong fight.
Pierce evil.
Dragon Swarm.
Photon flash.
Be still.
Do it.
Thrust. Kisara. Commander of Heaven.
Phoenix Cyclone!
Did it.
Yeah! Nice technique!
They're all coming after me.
I'm coming, Rinwell.
I'm not scared. I'm totally fine.
I think we can get through this.
Don't let up until it's over.
Who said anything about letting off?
Dragon Swarm. Kisara. Commander of Heaven.
Phoenix Cyclone!
Lunar corruption.
Far enough!
Helix of purity.
Switch to offense!
Take this.
Light assault! Ready to make it rain!
Astral energy.
Say no more.
Listo.
That astral energy was incredible.
I gave it everything I had. Go no further.
Dragon Swarm. I can carve through armor.
Not in your dreams.
Where are you going?
Lightning thrust. Rise
Come
up.
now.
Do it!
As impressive as always.
And here I hope that wasn't proof.
No, I mean, you're even better than I. I've never seen Xion actually look
Why'd you heal me?
to stop you dying.
Right.
Make it rain!
This ends now.
Consider yourself finished.
The waters of magic is
Dragon form.
Tidal wave.
Everyone still in one piece?
Yep. I barely worked up a sweat. Little help.
Dragon form.
Oh, too shy to run over.
Here!
I may have bit off.
Dragon form.
No more playing nice.
Shield and mace!
Take this.
The flashing parts their weak points.
Now you see what I can do.
Healing
Dragon form.
Where are you going?
Don't
In a
worry,
vine?
I've got plenty to go around.
It's time to finish this. Die! Consuming wildfire. Here, let me
Piercing roar!
Dragon form.
Lightning!
You picked the wrong fight.
Take it! Into the shadows! Raging storm!
Dragon form.
I'm all stuffed up!
Pierce.
Shattering
the pieces. Attack time. Pierce.
Hurricane!
Now I can let loose.
Thanks for the healing. Watch your... This one's got your name on it!
Action to action.
Am I on a roll or what?
Well, look who's in a bright and shiny mood.
Eldorado.
It's crazy to see rocks melt before our eyes.
Watch where you're going, everyone. If you fall,
Sí, de frente primero.
there will be nothing left of you.
Exactly.
I didn't know you had that sort of trick up your sleeve, Dohalim. I would have figured rocks and plants would be too different for you to handle both.
Not necessarily.
Absoluta.
Both of them contain earth.
Eso sí es de ella entonces. ¿No? ¿De él?
Astral energy. Luckily,
Justo tengo. Ah, es un atajo. Lo gasté por las puras. Ah, es un atajo. Ah, supuestamente tengo que llevar al otro lado, a una cueva o al exterior. Acá hay un jefe, sí. Jefazo. Pues vamos a ver qué nos ofrece la cueva de fuego. ¡Oh, shit! Eso es grande. ¿Es el monstruo que salió del elemento fuego?
What the hell is that thing?
Probably that monster Nath warned us about, if I had to guess.
Ah, entonces no es otro
Do you
monstruo.
think this might have been where one of those lights that shot out of the wedge landed?
but why this location? If the purpose of the wedge is to harvest Dana's astral energy.
We can figure that out later. If that thing gets into town, it's going to cause chaos. We need to take it down and move on. Let's go!
¿Qué nivel es? 47. Efred
This
Malum.
one's tough, but we have no choice.
Let me know if you need healing. Here it comes. Focus.
On your toes, everyone.
¿Que no puedo atacar?
Suddenly turning tail doesn't seem so ridiculous.
Why? Are you scared?
Me? Are you?
Do you even have to ask? Of course I'm scared.
Focus up before we become that
¿Qué hay
big
que hacer?
bunch.
It's summoning Zoogles?
Ah, qué
Take care
gracioso.
of them while keeping an eye on it.
I'll heal you all.
Dragon Swarm!
Armor won't save you! Go for it!
Meteor!
Megasonic Thrust! Easter!
Going in.
What would I do with a holy lamp?
Looks like you came to my rescue again.
You need to be careful with the blazing sword and with my thorn.
Shion.
Will this help?
You're mine! Take this!
Now you see what I can do!
Healing circle.
Hurricane!
In a vine?
Right here. I got it. Glacial
Why'd you
spear.
do me?
Here
To stop you dying?
You're mine!
Denied.
Megasonic Thrust! Dragon Swarm! Megasonic Thrust!
This one's mine.
This one's all mine!
Ah, son ultra fuertes.
Wrong fight!
It looks like you got this one covered.
This one's mine.
All the masters need one. I'll heal you all. Heal some purity. Not on my watch.
Dragon
Healing
Swarm!
circle. What did I do?
I'll stop its charge.
Thanks, Kisara.
Take this! I'll smash you!
Dance in the healing circle. In here.
In a vine?
Dragon Swarm! Megasonic Thrust! Strike! Raining Thrust! This one's all mine! Eat dirt! Hurricane Thrust! I'm not done!
You're on.
Amazing.
You're finished!
Got it. Now what's this? Astral energy.
Say no more! Got it!
Well done.
Uno recién.
Dragon Swarm!
This one's mine.
Something wrong! Here I come!
Magic lamp.
Charges to me.
Freeze
Armor
dancer.
won't save you!
Flaming meteor.
Air thrust. I'll heal you all. Blast.
Megasonic Thrust!
Healing circle. Just like you, Sion. Healing is what my arts do best. All mine can do is cause havoc and destruction.
Dragon Swarm!
Glacial spear.
Be still.
Here's evil. I'm here.
Stardust! Burn!
Going in.
Dragon
My head
Swarm!
spinning just watching you.
My turn!
This
Dragon
one's
Swarm!
mine. Here goes.
Dragon Swarm!
Hurricane
Carve through Thanks for the healing.
Watch it. I'll take you all on. Ha! Flare Demolisher!
There you go. Don't let up now. Astral energy.
Say no more!
I'll heal you all.
Prepare to be seen!
Healing circle!
Now I can let
Ahora.
loose. It's on!
Here come more.
We'll just have to keep fighting.
An astral art?
That's my cue. This one's mine.
Shut him down!
Never miss.
Ah, come on.
Here I come!
Look here, the healing art.
Try harder! My turn! You're mine! I'm not done! Tear!
How's everything on your end?
Quiet. Well, right after I silenced them.
Now you
Oh,
see what I can do!
Kisara, you're so dependable.
I thought you were more defensively minded.
Defense via threat elimination.
Look sharp!
Lightning Tiger Blade!
Here's a healing art. First aid.
Okay, here I go!
Feel.
This one's
Take this.
mine.
It's in the sky, it's mine. I never miss. This one's mine. Here goes. Where are you going? Take care.
Prepare to be seen! You'll pay for that!
Make it rain.
Look sharp! Lightning Tiger Blade!
I'll bring you back from death's abyss.
Dragon Swarm!
Ground and pound.
Burn!
On guard.
Can't
get out of this!
Let me help. Hurricanes, make it ready!
Commander of Heaven!
Phoenix Cyclone! Will this help? An outstanding effect. Healing circle! All right. And just like that, I'm reinforcements incoming!
Not a problem.
Attack time!
Ay, lo mataron.
Blade!
You're mine!
Healing circle!
Okay.
Going in!
Try harder!
This one's mine!
Dragon Swarm!
I never miss! Primed and ready!
Dragon
This
Swarm!
one's mine! No more playing nice! I never
the
miss!
doctor ordered.
Try harder! My turn!
Look sharp!
Megasonic Thrust! It's time! You picked the wrong one!
This ends now.
Consider yourself finished!
Lightning.
Dragon Swarm!
Place off right!
Carajo.
It's time to finish this! Die! Consuming wildfire! Far enough!
Here I come! Dragon Swarm!
Be careful not to overdo it.
I'm sorry. I'll do better. Dragon Swarm!
Water! Here's my call! This one's mine!
Dragon Swarm!
Going in! Here's a healing arm!
It's all mine!
Going in!
You're mine! Dragon Swarm! Burn!
Let's heal up the
Megasonic Thrust! Take this! Dragon Swarm!
Piercing wall! Blast bolt!
Be still!
Ready and rare!
Here!
Here's a healing arm!
Honor won't save you!
This is looking good!
This one's mine! Here's a healing arm!
You're mine! Dragon Swarm!
Where are you going?
Heal force now.
Still!
This ends now.
Consider yourself finished!
I'll heal you all. Healing circle. It's about to strike.
Look sharp, everyone!
Ow.
Everyone all right?
We won't surrender. We won't retreat, not yet.
Whatever you do, just please stay safe.
How are we supposed to take on something so big?
I'll handle it. Just watch and learn.
Uy.
That's enough! Go back down!
Uf. A ella le había ganado.
Everyone okay?
Yeah, I think so.
That thing scared the pants off me.
It felt like it had a different aura than other Zeugles, didn't it?
Yeah, it wasn't like the one that Almadria sicked on us either.
Its elemental astral energy variance was out of this world. It was like fighting a lord.
I guess it's safe to assume that if it came out of the wedge, it must have played some part in helping harvest astral energy. But what?
Perhaps a living spirit vessel? It's plausible, given the location. Or it may be part of a new force dispatched to regain control of Dana.
If we assume that monster was one of the 4 beams of light, we must have prevented something from taking place here.
I'd like to think so, knowing how much grief it gave us. But at least with that out of the way, we can keep moving forward now.
Deben ser
Let's go.
opcionales. Asumo que son jefes opcionales. Fuego incesante. De una puerta de calable. Solo tener a la mano te hace preguntarte de qué habrá al otro lado de la puerta. Debe ser acá.
I feel the power flowing through me.
You'll be able to help even more people now.
Yeah, I guess I will.
Hey, is that it over there?
Ya, no vende nada. Armas, a ver, ¿puedo hacer algo? Nope, nope, nope.
Did we really just spend that much money?
A ver. Ahí estaba el avioncito.
Alvin?
Did you
¿Cómo
remember
nadie lo
something?
encontró ahí? Se habrá caminado, lo habrá encontrado después. Y él no se
No,
acuerda
but-
cómo salió.
I have seen this starship before. This is it. This is the ship I traveled in when I escaped from Lenegis.
Three centuries later, and it's no worse for wear. I'll take a look at the internals.
Damn! I'm amazed it still works at all after all this time.
The past meets the present.
Tranquilo, poeta.
I really am from a different time and place.
Yeah, but you've got us now, Alvin.
Not only that, but you've helped out so many people, too.
Law's right. Rinwell too. You're one of us now. No more carrying the weight of history on your shoulders. You're a part of this world.
Right. Thanks, you guys.
How's it look?
It should fly. All internal systems seem to be operating. However, considering how I suspect it will take some time before it's ready for takeoff.
Se me
How much
quiso
time
parar
are we
el
talking
juego.
here?
Starship
Me
mechanics.
he olvidado que me había pasado un
are not
super
my
bug
forte,
feo, o sea,
so I'd rather not hazard a guess.
a la mitad más
So
o
we
menos.
just gotta sit around here and wait? I'm terrible at waiting.
That's because you're a child. Oh, but how about we use this time to prepare and gather supplies for the trip?
Good idea. Who knows when we'll be back from Lenegis once we leave? We should prepare ourselves for every possible scenario before we go.
No, no quiero farmear
Let's try not to
cosas.
stay away too long. I'd hate for anything to happen to the place while we're gone.
Either we race ahead, or we take due precaution to ensure we have no regrets. I shall leave it up to you as to how we proceed, Alphen.
Mi equipo y mis armas están en lo máximo que veo que pueda forjar al menos. Voy a gastar todo en consumibles, pues ¿qué me queda? Ese va a ser el plan. Espera que la nave esté lista. Ah, mi control se desconectó. Tengo que ver eso. A ver, tuve que pelear un poco para conseguir la mejor arma de Ringwell que puedo forjar hasta la fecha. Falta de material
I've
de
got a
un
good
pescado
amount of info
cochino.
on our enemies written
Ya
down
está,
now.
voy a descansarlos. Defensa elemental para que sea genérico. Ringwell que es... Ah, con Ringwell ya que hice.
Rinwell.
Porque es
mind if we
videíto
chat a
nuevo.
little? What's wrong? Something on your mind?
Yeah, you could say that. It's just, well... Do you mind if I share it?
Of course not.
A ver.
See, my mom and dad used to tell me I shouldn't go around, and when I did,
Ah, que claro, la culpa.
I hate even though I swore I'd get revenge.
Sus viejos murieron por su culpa.
Rinwell, it was Almadria who killed your
How can you say that when my mom...
This may not comfort you much. I have a feeling your parents always...
What do you mean?
There was always a chance that
Claro, que
someday,
siempre
someone was
quisiera
going to find you and your
la opción de
family.
que los encontraran.
But even knowing the risks, they still taught you magic.
Claro, tranquilamente no pudieron
They were too
enseñarle. Es un buen
second.
punto.
They were
Huh?
on you, Rinwell. On how sure learning magic may invite danger, but they knew what they were getting themselves into when they taught you magic.
Because...
Sorry, I know.
No, it's okay. I used to think I would have been better off if I never knew how to use magic. But after traveling, so I'm going to keep trying. I'm gonna try and accept it as part of who I am.
Not at all. I wouldn't want it any other way with you, Rinwell.
Night, everyone.
Ya está. Ya compré cosas también. Vamos a meterlos al avión y a ver qué pasa.
Thanks to you, I was able to rest easy.
Hay un montón de secundarias que no puedo hacerlo menos que le velé un montón. Asumo que sí van a servir, pero no me da la paciencia.
Looks like we made it here in one piece.
It's funny, isn't it?
What is?
All this. When we first started this thing, did you ever imagine we'd be going to Lenegis? After all, this is the sort of thing I was rebelling against when I ran away from home, right?
I'm sure Zephyr would be proud if he knew what his son was doing right now.
And a little shocked, too.
We're defying the order of things that have persisted for 300 years. Deep down, I knew our journey would lead to confronting Lenegis.
Yeah, you maybe, but you're a Renan. The rest of us can barely even picture what it means to leave Dana.
No offense to Shion and Dohalim, but it's worth remembering we're heading into enemy territory.
No offense taken, and this is no picnic for me either.
Remember, our aim is to ensure that both Lenegis and the Renan homeworld leave Dana alone for good. I don't think we'll be able to avoid a fight.
Is there no way we can talk them into leaving us alone?
No creo.
The people of Lenegis?
Sure. I mean, we found a way to make it work with Shion and Dohalim, right? And it's not just us. If places like Menancia can do it, then why can't we?
Because there are still many of my kind who believe it was right and natural that Rena reigns over Dana. There are those on Lenegis who have never stepped foot on Dana. I doubt whether they'd even listen to Danans.
Look, none of us want to fight. But these are the same people who fired that wedge down on Dana. What happens next is on them.
Right. We're not going to sit back and wait for them to oppress us again.
Right.
Don't forget, there's also a good chance the Red Woman is somewhere on Lenegis. And wherever she is, we should find the Renaissance too.
That's right. If we can take it back, then Shion can finally get rid of her thorns. Shion?
Falta un último secreto.
Huh? Yeah.
Where? Shion?
Oh no.
Where'd Shion go? How could she just go off on her...
Acá está las placas, tranquilo.
Shion.
¿Sí va a ir sola?
Shion! It's your thorns? But why? You okay? Just now, it looked like you used your maiden powers to suppress your thorns. You can really do that?
Oh. The fuck, dude?
Stay out of my way.
¿Ahí se va a robar la nave?
Wait a second. Are you planning to go alone?
Shut up!
Why would you do this?
I told you to shut up!
I won't let you.
I mean it.
I refuse to let you.
I won't tell you again. Move or I'll shoot.
If that's the case, then go ahead and shoot me!
Do you remember back when I was stabbed? By Volron?
Yeah. I thought for sure that he had killed you back there.
Sí, pues.
That wasn't the first time. The first time was when I was only a child. After that, no matter how often,
¿Qué?
I just couldn't die.
Couldn't die? So you're immortal? How's that even...
I believe you, Shion. But tell me how is something like that possible?
My thorns. They're me, but at the same time not. They're part of me. I have no idea why, but my thorns will never let me die. At least not before I'm meant to.
You can't die before your death?
When my thorns free themselves, it will be my death. I've seen it. A darkness that swallows up everything until nothing remains. It's a vision of oblivion
Qué
I
raro.
can't escape. I want to believe it's all just a bad dream. But no matter what I tell myself, I know it's not.
Yeah, but you... Wait. The whole reason you needed the Renaissance was to get rid of your thorns, right?
If I burn away what's inside, then what will happen to the rest of me? Right. Either way you look at it, I'm going to die. But if I am going to die, I figure I can at least take my thorns out with me. That's what I've been after this whole time.
That's why you turned your back on your fellow Renans and chose to fight with us, isn't it?
Porque ibas a morir igual.
And while we've all been fighting to keep on living, you have been with us fighting desperately to die.
That was the plan. But then I met all of you. And before I knew it, I didn't want to die anymore.
Shion, don't lose hope yet. We'll find a way to save you. There's still time to.
It's pointless.
Why?
Because the darkness won't just consume me. The truth is,
¿Qué?
it will consume all of existence as well. It was only a suspicion at first. But ever since the Red Woman triggered my maiden powers, I've been more certain than ever before. It was then that I finally came to realize my powers were holding my thorns in check the entire time. But they don't anymore. Not since Lenegis, when the wedge fell. Every day, I feel the thorn's power growing stronger inside of me. Pretty soon, I won't be able to hold them back anymore. And when that happens,
They will consume all existence.
And that's why you wanted to leave by yourself. You planned to find the Renis Alma on your own and sacrifice yourself to stop the thorns.
That's... too much. It's way too much.
when this all began, I didn't care what happened to me or anyone else. And what happened to the Renans or the Danans didn't matter to me at all. I know I have to die, but I don't want to. Not now that I have this. I wish we had never met. Then I wouldn't have to feel this way.
Oh no!
Alvin?
Living for the sake of dying is no better than being a slave. How can you endure this?
Alvin.
It's not fair. I don't care what anybody says. I won't let it happen. We can fight this. Fight until the end together. Isn't that what you said to me before?
Even if it should mean that it'll be the end of everything else too?
Shion, what do you want? It's your decision ultimately. But if you decide not to fight fate, I will. Even if I have to do it alone.
No, you won't be alone. I'll fight as well.
Count me in as well. I want to be a force for good, not hate.
And me too. I meant it with all of my heart when I told you before. Neither of you are alone in this at all.
You guys...
And I, for one, don't believe this venture is without hope. Huh? Shion is the descendant of a maiden from 300 years ago. Given the circumstances, it seems very likely that those events have some connection to her
Pues
thoughts.
debería.
The true nature of which, I imagine we will discover as we make our way to Lenegis and uncover the truth of what's unfolding here.
I take it you mean we might find a way to get rid of her thorns and she'll live?
It's certainly possible. Though I suspect the nature of the Sovereign is connected somehow.
Debería.
I've already lost everything I had once. And I won't let it happen again. Shion. No matter what happens from now on, we're right here with you. All of us are. You are not alone.
You guys. You're all so stubborn. Thank you, everyone. For right now, and a little while longer, I just want to hold on to this dream. And most of all, more than anything else, I want to be with all of you. So let's go. On to Lenegis.
Ah, con cada uno a su.
The end of the world. It's hard to believe, isn't it?
I believe Shion is telling the truth. What about you?
As a friend, yes, I want to believe her. Everything that's happened seems to point towards some sort of great danger that's lurking ahead of us. Still, it's hard to fathom something.
No, I understand. Even Shion doesn't seem to know exactly what will happen to...
We have so many pieces of the puzzle in our hands, so many clues, yet the complete picture eludes us.
So where do her thorns fit in, then?
Well, I imagine they must sit at the very center of it all. You remember the voice we all heard while we were inside the wedge, don't...
Yeah, I remember. It was the will of Dana's astral energy come to life.
Right. And from that, we're able to hypothesize how vast concentrations of astral energy can become sentient. Let's return to when we found Shion in Pelagian. When her thorns went wild, they contained far more astral energy than any mere Renin would normally have inside.
So you think those thorns might be alive too? That their will is what keeps her from dying? But why would they want to destroy the entire world?
As for that, I really cannot say for certain. Its goal...
You know, I've noticed since we've met that you like figuring out riddles.
Can you blame me? When one realizes that the world they once thought to be true is but a mere facade, especially when that deception has led to others getting hurt.
Dohalim?
I imagine the remaining pieces of the puzzle that we seek rest somewhere within Lenegis. As for what the final picture will look like, who can say?
Right.
Dohalim Kisara.
How you holding up?
Who, me?
Yes, you. You took a hit from those thorns again.
Oh, that?
Compared to what Shion's going through, you... Still, even if you yourself might be willing to endure that kind of pain, that doesn't mean Shion wants to have to see you get hurt by her.
Yeah.
Shion doesn't know how lucky she is to have you around.
Yeah, very funny.
I'm being serious. You went up and held her close like you still had that mask on. She really needed that. That's what I mean when I said you saved her.
I just want for Shion what we all have. Those thorns have robbed her of the kind of everyday things we all...
You can say that again. It may be normal for us, but that doesn't make it any less special or important for her. I hope she gets... I have my own dreams. But a world without her, where she dies so...
Agreed. It's like
tanto.
more and more keeps getting...
Concuerdo, hubiera sido mejor bueno.
Did you know?
You mean about...
Yeah, I didn't have the slightest idea. It's like a completely different world was spinning around.
You and me both. I mean, I knew something was bothering her, but... I could never quite figure out what it was.
You? But you're the one always looking out for her.
That's what I thought. But in reality, I didn't...
At least you figured it out in time, though.
I don't think we're out of the woods yet. But yeah, you're right. We brought her back.
Yeah, with all of us together, there's nothing we can't handle. Shion, the...
I know. No lone wolfing it.
Hey, you're the expert on what my dad would say. Do you think he'd
Zephyr, I don't think that he'd have that much to say, to be honest. You're your own man now, Law. And you've already...
I guess he couldn't say anything even if he wanted.
Law.
Sorry. I guess those of us amongst the living have enough problems to deal. We'll need all our strength to save I'll probably end up worrying again at some point. But I guess I'll think it over more then.
Yeah, I think it is. Can't sleep?
After everything we just heard,
Fair enough.
Shion's had to deal with so much on her own. Even when we were all I thought she was keeping her distance because of her thorns. I just figured that was the type of... But it turned out to be none of that. All this time...
I know.
She was so alone this entire time. How could I call her...
I'm sure it made her happy.
You...
Yeah, I do. If she didn't think of... You were a good friend to her before.
Yeah. When you think about it, we were all alone in our own way. But over time, we've all... No, I mean, I hope she's able to do that more. I think it'd be really nice if we could all just be there to support each other when it really counts. And forget about our grudges and pain.
Rinwell. Hey, you doing all right?
I seem to cause nothing but worry.
Worry.
As much as I try to look like I have things under control, everyone still worries about me.
You're not the...
Hey, do you remember the first time you said I was your friend?
No.
That's
That's okay. It came so naturally to you, I'm not surprised you forgot. I was different back then. The Danans were not even people to me. And I knew I would always be alone. But in that room with Deadheim, when you called me your friend, it just shattered the wall that I'd built up around me. Because until that moment, I'd only seen you as a means to an end. I thought of you as a way to use the blazing sword, and to obtain the Renis Alma. But after that day, one time became two. And before I knew it, you'd made a habit of calling me and Dohalim your friends. It didn't matter that we were Renans. You cared about us as you would any other people. Then, everyone else started to call me their friend too. To think of me as their friend. Before then, I never even dreamed I could have that. I didn't want to die and lose you all. But I also didn't want to live if it meant you would all die in my place.
Shion.
But then I realized I'd only really been thinking of myself that entire time. After saying how I felt, and hearing what you all had to say, I finally understood that. Don't worry, it's okay. I'm not planning on dying anymore. I've met too many people along the way who I truly care about to give in now. So I'll fight. For Dana and for myself. I'll fight against my fate to preserve our future. And I'll win, come hell or high water. I don't know how we're going to do it, but I won't let the world end because of me.
It's going to be a long, hard road ahead, Shion. Our fight won't be over until everyone, both Danans and Renans, can finally live in peace. But I swear I'll be there with you until the very end.
Thank you.
Remember what we learned back in Calaglia? There's no wall so high that we can't break it down.
Yeah, I think you may be right about that.
Ok.
Everyone well rested?
¿Ya estamos bien? Sí.
Then let's go.
Entonces, ¿qué sigue?
For Lenegis.
Porque no creo que haya más secundarias justo ahorita. ¿O será esto que te exige estar en nivel 50 para seguir avanzando? Espero que no. Despegar.
Well, it's the moment of truth.
This lady better hold together once we're up in the air.
Law, don't say that. You're going to jinx us.
Speaking of which, Alphen, this bucket of bolts got a name?
Ooh.
A name? You know, I'm not sure she ever had one. I never really thought about it.
Well, after all the trouble we went through to find her, we should give her one, right? I was thinking something like...
Fall Knights.
What?
It means owl in the ancient tongue. Literally, the one drawn to the skies.
I like it. Sounds perfect for our little escapade.
Not sure I'm completely convinced, but... Well, it's as good a name as any. From now on, she'll be known as the Fall Knights.
Okay, people. We have 2 goals. First, we need to get to Lenegis and make the Renans finally leave Dana alone.
Claro que
And
sí.
then, we need to figure out the truth behind Shion's thorns and find a way to save her. Sound good? All right, then let's go.
You know, I can still hardly believe it.
Believe what?
I mean, just look at it.
¿Ya está fuera ya?
Whole of
Qué
existence
rápido.
crammed inside a tiny frame.
Now that you mention it, I guess you're right. It does look more like a painting than a living, breathing world.
From up here, all the struggles we've been through feel so insignificant.
Nothing like realizing how small you are to put everything into perspective. Kinda makes the differences between the Renans and the Danans feel pretty small too, huh?
How much longer until we reach Lenegis?
There are better ways to use your time than napping. We should take
¿Qué
a
hacer?
moment to familiarize ourselves with the facilities on board before arrival.
Good idea. The starship may end up serving as our base of operations once we're down there.
Se llevaron al vendedor también.
Think you'll be
Espera.
alright with the controls?
You mean the one set to automatic pilot? I dare say I'll manage. I'm basically just here to supervise.
In that case, she's all yours.
Everything okay, Shion? You seem a little different.
Different. Like in a...
A ver.
We'll be going to Lenegis soon.
This must feel like a homecoming of sorts. What was life on Lenegis like back then?
Let's just say, I don't have many happy memories. I've had thorns They called it treatment. But in truth, they were just using me as a guinea pig.
You mean, they experimented on you?
That's right. All I was to them was a riddle to solve. They poked him day in and day out. Every single day. One test after. The look they gave me whenever one of them touched my skin. How could I... Some existence, huh? A blood. I thought things couldn't get any worse. But then they did. I started to have... Is it any wonder I lacked a cheery disposition? Unable to so much as touch. Sure, I survived. But with the knowledge that one day I'd be swallowed, that's when it hit me. If I was going to die...
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to make you...
No, it's fine.
You say it's your destiny to die so that others can live.
Are you crazy? Why would you sacrifice your life for...
That's exactly my point. Why should you have to give up your life just because you drew the short straw in the destiny stakes? It's that logic that's used to justify slavery, as if some of us were just meant to be sacrificed. This struggle was never about saving only ourselves. If we're doing this to protect people.
A world free of sacrifice.
Not just me. We're in this. If we're going to win, everyone has to win. Now I see it. The true nature of our struggle.
A victory without losers. But that means that a Danon victory...
You bet we can pull it off.
Yeah, you're right. We can do this.
It's something...
No, I was merely thinking how it had been.
7
You mean
años.
since you became a lord and left Lenegis? I guess he...
I am as prone to sentimentality as any other. You too have a history with Lenegis. A traumatic one, no less. Doesn't that frighten you?
Well, it is a place where I took the lives of countless people. I'd be lying, but I can't keep running forever. The past is what it is.
I see.
Dohalim?
Forgive me. I was wrong to pry. Come back and speak to me when you finish.
Hey, Alpin, listen to this!
Hey, shut.
What's got Mom flustered?
Only that he's afraid of flying, the big baby.
Hey, I never said I was scared. I just think it's, you know, a little unsettling how we're going to be
It's a starship, dummy. That's what it's supposed to do.
Well, maybe you're the one with the problem that.
Guys. I'm no expert, but I think...
Oh, that's a good point.
Hard to argue with that. See?
¿Quién está al fondo? ¿Quién me espera en el cuarto de atrás? Qué raro.
You okay?
Actually, now that you mention it, not at all.
Glad to hear it. That device there caught your eye, huh?
I was just wondering what it is. It looked...
It's a healing pod. It fixes injuries.
Ah,
and
ese es el...
Oh, you don't say.
La fogata.
That... Alphen?
No, I was... Naori laid me in...
So, you're saying you got in this thing straight after a...
Yes. It sounds crazy, I know.
That's definitely quite some lie-in, all right.
What do you mean?
With the amount of fighting we've done, we would have never... Alphen, can you recall back to what it...
Of course. That's why you came with it.
Even in that time, I was well aware that what I was living was a... I'll always remember him fondly. But the coexistence we're fighting for isn't for... The world's bigger than just Menancia. My dream is for all Danon. If I've learned anything on... And the one who brought me along...
Well, we're not out of this forest just yet.
I know. But whatever we find...
Kisara.
Probably getting a little ahead of myself, huh? What?
Ya está.
Is everyone about ready?
Before we do that,
Kisara has a point.
I'd like to hear more too. It's been centuries since up...
Very well. First and foremost, Lenegis was the base of operations in charge of the crown contest on Dana. Of course, it also happens to be a city in its own right. Its social structure is based on a strict hierarchy. Put simply, the strength of an individual...
Enough to determine someone's social rank, you mean? But astral arts are innate.
They can be honed with the right training, and there are admittedly other factors at play. As a result, family lines that churn out lords and their contenders wield disproportionate influence, and those lineages are treated as nobility.
Those capable of only weak astral arts are effectively an underclass, denied the right to descend to Dana even if they wanted to. Still, even the lowest rung on the Renan ladder is considered superior to being a Danon.
Thanks for the warning. As a lord, Dohalim must have been pretty high up in the pecking order.
Come on, you've seen her skill with astral arts.
On arts alone, you're right. I'd have been sitting pretty. But you're...
Sorry.
No, it's fine. It's refreshing to be around someone who says...
Jeez, give backhanded compliments much?
Wait a second. Are you?
I am not!
Of course, separating people into castes based on something arbitrary like arts is discrimination at it, as if such simplistic criteria could ever be.
so this red woman...
I would wager so. Lenegis, chances are she's also connected to the Renis Alma being...
If the Renis Alma is being used to exploit Dana, we need to...
That red woman's got a lot to answer for. Just...
Uy,
We're
llegaron.
about to land.
If there are clues about your thorn... There's no one here. I wasn't expecting a welcome mat, but still.
Lenegis' infrastructure is largely automated. Besides, people won't be expecting incoming traffic while the crown contest is still underway.
Do you think anyone realizes that we're here?
We may not have received a royal welcome, but I doubt our entrance went unnoticed. Don't let your guard down.
I really hope we don't have to fight anybody while we're here.
Claro que no.
So now what? We've come all this way on a hunch that this red woman is here, right? And if we're lucky, the Renis Alma too. Any idea where we should start looking?
There is an area of the city that is accessible only to the sovereigns, known as the Forbidden Zone. That seems as good a place as any for us to start.
Forbidden? What are they hiding?
I don't know, hence my desire to find out. Fortunately, we just so happen to have a sovereign in our midst. In any case, changing the shape of a huge structure such as Lenegis would have required an immense source of power.
Then you think that source might have been the Renis Alma?
Precisely. Alphen said that he remembered the Renis Alma being used in the spirit channeling ceremony 3 centuries ago. Whatever the ceremony's purpose, if preparations are underway for it to be held once more, then the Renis Alma might be in the same place as last time, possibly together with the Red Woman. Hiding something of that worth in the residential quarters would only court trouble. In which case...
It stands to reason we should be looking somewhere normally out of bounds. Is that it?
Indeed.
But it's been over 300 years since I was made a sovereign. You can't seriously think I'll be able to waltz right into the place after all this time.
There's only one way to find out. If there's even a chance you can get us in, I say we give it a shot.
Shion's right. Who knows? We might even find a clue to her thorns while we're at it.
All right. It's not like we're swimming in leads, so let's try to track down the Forbidden Zone.
Ok, ¿cómo está mi grupo?
Lies a...
Ok, ya estamos.
City full of Renans. The capital city where Shion and Dohalim used to live, no less.
Thinking about what could be lurking out here is giving...
For such a loudmouth, you sure can be a worrywart at times.
Oh, I'm sorry. How stupid of me for wanting us to stay safe.
Would you two children stop squabbling? Or do you want everyone...
So how many Renans actually live?
I couldn't tell you exactly, though not as many as you might expect.
There's Zoogles out here too, huh?
Y sí, no creo que haya tiendas. A menos que dentro del avión hay un vendedor colado. Cosa que dudo bastante. Te hecho mierda todo. ¿Eso o la explosión recién pasó? No tendría sentido. ¿Y el tiempo corre diferente? No. Lenegis.
What in the world?
This being Renan territory, I was prepared for a lot of things to look different. But this is a bit more than I anticipated.
The very foundations of the city have shifted. What could have caused this?
When Lenegis changed shape, it must have had an effect on the interior too.
Maybe when they sent the wedge
verdad.
down to Dana?
But they wouldn't move around the places where people live. These are their homes, right?
I would think the citizens themselves didn't have much say in the matter. Either way, locating the Forbidden Zone just became that much trickier.
Dohalim? Is that you?
Oh no.
Avakir, I'm glad to see you're well.
So it is you! But why are you here? Shouldn't you be down on Dana participating in the crown contest? And these people!
So you haven't heard what happened on Dana then?
Heard what?
No saben nada.
Someone you know?
An old friend.
Hey, Dohalim, don't tell me you've started keeping company with...
They're with me. More importantly, what's happened here?
I'm really not sure. The city's foundations began to shift without warning, and now everything looks like this. We're all waiting for the Sovereign to tell us what's happening, but so far...
Avakir, listen to me. We're looking for the Forbidden Zone. Do you have any idea where we might find it?
The Forbidden Zone? What business could you possibly have there?
Trust me. The less you know, the better.
You're just the same as ever. I wish I could help, but what with the changed topography, I can barely locate my own home. Let alone the Forbidden Zone.
Very well. It looks like we'll have to find the way there ourselves.
Have you seen Faria yet?
No.
I see. Well, nothing much has changed with her. If anything, she's probably even more...
I can well imagine.
Why did you come back? You know it can only result in pain for you both.
I've no doubt of
Ah,
that.
que mató a su amigo, creo. La tipa debe ser.
You really are the same as ever. Fine, I understand. Just don't say I didn't warn you. And take care of yourself. Okay, Doe?
Doe. Doe.
So who's Faria?
Law?
If what Avakir said is true, it would seem the people of Lenegis are being kept in the dark.
They seem to be just as clueless about what's going on up here in their own world.
We need more information. Let's talk to the citizens, see what we can...
While we're at it, we can ask them about the Red Woman, too.
And don't forget about finding the way to the Forbidden Zone either.
Let's leave the talking to Shion. We can't have a bunch of Danans poking their noses around.
Good idea. I think that's for the best.
I shall assist.
You sure?
Being a lord on Lenegis has its advantages.
Right. Then we'll leave it to you two. The Danans among us should probably keep our heads down.
What could be so important? It's worth destroying. It's just...
From how it
Sí,
looks,
destruyeron todo.
they must be siphoned.
But why do all this? What?
Whatever their purpose, disrupting their siphoning process alone won't...
He's right. We need to stop this from happening.
This Forbidden Zone might be where we find some answers, right? So what are we waiting for?
You heard him.
Andando que no es gerundio.
Let's move.
So, I've been
Recapacitando.
wondering, do you think when Lenegis was built,
What do you mean?
well, none of this happened by coincidence, right? They must, but then, if they knew people were going to live here...
Ordinarily, yes. Trust me, as far as we were concerned, Lenegis was our home, nothing more. It makes you wonder whether the city was just built on as an afterthought.
Sorry. That probably sounded weird, huh?
Not at all. This place is a mystery, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Mi parte no está completo, dice. Pero acá lo veo bien completo.
Oh, dear me. Whatever did we do to deserve this?
You really have no...
Would that I have. Alas, there was no... We have no choice, but do my eyes deceive me? Could I really be standing in the presence of his lordship, Dohalim of the House Ilkaris? I believed he was on Dana.
Your eyes do not deceive you. It is I, one and the same.
As your lordship wishes. First Lenegus Mute, the Ilkaris house has produced a great many lords over the centuries. I shall be...
Your good wishes do me an honor.
¿Qué hay acá? Hay un cofre. Fresa, ¿para qué quiero fresas acá?
Your lordship, I descended to Dana during the last crown contest also. Alas, when the contender I was backing failed to clinch the title, I returned. I witnessed the deaths of so many slaves.
Indeed.
Sorry to interrupt, but we're looking for a woman dressed all in red.
Claro.
All red, eh? No, I can't say I remember anyone like that. I imagine she'd stand out somewhat.
Yeah. What about down on Dana during the crown contest? You didn't see anyone like that hanging around the lord you were serving?
What's with all these questions? I've never seen her, okay? Not recently or otherwise. Why do you want to find her anyway?
Never mind. Forget I asked.
¿Qué hay acá? Ah, para curar. Postre helado.
Everything will be okay now.
I know the basics of healing arts, but my skills pale in comparison.
Is everything okay?
Oh, yes. I can't seem to find my way home.
I was hoping to head this way myself. The situation is a real pain, huh?
I suppose the Sovereign knows best. I daren't stay here too long, though. A lower caste can only linger around these parts for so long before I outstay my welcome. I was hoping to avoid it, but maybe I'll have to go that way after all.
You mean you know—
Lord Dohalim Ilkaris! But how? Last I heard, you were in Dana competing in the crown.
Yes, strange, isn't it? If you know another route,
But of course. Please forgive me. I thought maybe it was a passageway between the different quarters.
it's worth investigating. I shall go and assess the situation. In the meantime, wait for me here. If it looks safe, I'll come and let you know.
You'd really do that for me?
Our lot in life is of little consequence.
Oh, why yes, my lord.
Well, we've canvassed the city for information.
No one has the faintest idea what's happened to the city after all. They have—
You'd think that info would easily find its way up here. Has it always been like that?
Not to this extent.
Claro, qué
It
raro.
would indicate that something's suppressing the truth.
Given everything that's happened to their city, the people here seem weirdly okay with it all.
Yeah. That one guy even said Zoogle had stopped listening to him.
Everything that happens here is attributed to the Sovereign's will. Nothing happens devoid of a reason.
The Sovereign's plan. There is one thing I'm still not sure
Sí, ¿quién es el
about.
soberano hace rato?
The Sovereign, of course. He rules from Rena while presiding over both Rena and Lenik.
Without the lords or anyone in the middle doing his dirty work? Isn't Rena at least the same size as Dana? That's a pretty big dominion for one person to rule over. I would have thought ruling Lenegus alone would be difficult to—
The points you make are valid, though I confess I'd never given it much thought before. Here, the come to think of it, I know nothing of the nature of how Rena
Dirían esta
itself
gente.
is. Shion, have you ever been—
No.
Neither have I. In which case,
¿No hay nadie?
I would imagine that— But no, surely not. Can it really be that no citizen of Lenegus has ever been there?
Hold up, what are you getting
¿Es
at,
un
Dohalim?
planeta vacío?
Assuming what I believe to be correct, it's possible that no one on Lenegus has ever laid eyes on the actual Renan homeworld itself. No one but the Sovereign, that is.
Entonces no hay un soberano,
But what about
es
trade
una
and communication?
batería o algo así.
There's got to be a flow back and
Not if the Sovereign is imposing his will on Lenegus single-handedly. It could be a one-way street.
But I thought you said that the Sovereign's all the way over on Rena. If that's the case, what if something were to happen to the city? Like,
I'm beginning to wonder what the nature of this sovereign even is. Alphen said but sovereign is also the title given to the almighty Renan ruler. So which one is it?
Whoever wins the crown contest inherits the throne from his or her predecessor, before becoming ruler over all of Rena and Lenegis. Thereafter, that individual is known as the Sovereign. Though, it would appear that the current ruler has gone silent. As for how Volron factors into all this...
3 centuries
Ah, él también
ago,
tiene
I
el vaina
became
de
the
soberano.
sovereign here on Lenegis. No, not just became. 300 years later, we crossed paths with Volron, who also bears the Sovereign's crest. That's not the only thing we have in common. We both became sovereign without winning the crown contest.
Do you think Volron was made sovereign for the same reason? Because of that?
I can't say for sure.
But that would mean that 2 sovereigns would need to exist at any one time. One whose job it is to rule, and the other for ceremonial purposes. We never did see Volron's body back in Ganath Heros. Is a new ceremony underway with Volron at its center this time? Could that...
wait a second. You don't think Volron and the Red Woman are working together, do you? The ceremony can't go forward without the Renis Alma.
There's something else the ceremony needs. A maiden.
Questions, questions, and yet more.
If the Forbidden Zone really is off limits to everyone but the Sovereign, that seems as good a...
Then it's decided.
One of the citizens mentioned a passage that she thought might lead. Let's go find it!
La ciudadanía.
I didn't realize Renans oppressed their own kind.
And yet, weirdly, none of them seem to
It is the way things have always been, so no one think...
Unquestioning acceptance of your own servitude.
Even so, the quality of life here seems much higher than any Danon city. I used to think it was impossible to build an ideal society without wealth. But I suppose having it...
More to the point, not a single citizen seems to have even heard of the Red Woman.
What if she's not here? What if...
It's still too early to say anything.
For all we know, she might be able to blend in, move around unnoticed.
El arte de
Tell me,
diálogo.
Dohalim, has that skill of...
And what skill would this be?
You know, when you're talking to people around town. The way they suddenly become putty in your hands.
I'm afraid I don't quite
I do. It's called friendly intimidation.
¿Qué?
Look imposing and speak in a deep, booming voice, and presto, you'll have people wrapped around your finger in no time.
I would never stoop to such scandalous tricks. Any feelings of intimidation?
So there is a knack to it! How do you learn it?
Now you've got me curious. Is there special
Let's see. An obsession with being elegant is a must. Oh, and it helps to be old-fashioned, too. Bonus points if you speak in a way no one can understand.
If you've a bone to pick with me, it'd be quicker to just come out and say it.
What? They look up to you, that's all.
Hey! What's got into Alphen and all of us? I can barely understand a word they're saying. And what's with the weird poses? Was it something they ate?
I hope you're willing to take the blame for this one.
I wasn't expecting them to take me so seriously.
Qué bueno.